So, have you been thinking about starting your very own artist website? Or maybe you've got one started, but you're not really sure if you have everything you need on it? Don't worry, today I have got you. We are going to talk about 11 artist website essentials. Well, I guess I could almost say 12 because there is an optional one at the end. So 11 or 12 artist website essentials that you definitely want to make sure that you have. Welcome friends, it's Caleigh Bird. Not only have I been hosting my own personal art websites for about 9 years now, I've also helped a number of clients through my creative coaching business on how to host their own beautiful art websites that complement their personal styles. So today I am going to share all that knowledge with you. Now, before you get totally ingrained in your website and all of your stylistic choices on all your different pages, you're going to want to check out this video that I created all about creating your own brand. That way, once you start adding different components to your website, you're going to have everything already sort of situated stylistically the way you want it to, and you're not going to have to go back and change and rework a whole lot of things. Okay, first things first, of course, you are going to need a beautiful gallery full of great pics of your artwork, right? I mean, you're an artist, so people want to see your art when they get to your page. Now, the thing is, if you don't have a ton of great artwork, just post up what you can. But I would say do not start an art website until you have at least, I would say at the very least, 8 or 9 strong pieces that you're ready to put up there. If you've only got 2 or 3 good paintings that you're really ready to put on a website, I would just hold off, make a little bit of art. But if you've got at least 8 nice works, I would say go ahead and start that website, and you're going to want to fill that gallery with beautiful, clear photos. Now, lucky for you, I've got a video right here that I created a few years ago, and that is about how to photograph your artwork using natural light. Super easy peasy. Just a side note, I'm going to be linking to a lot of videos for you today, but I'm limited on how many links YouTube will let me put in the video screen, so check down below. All the links for all the videos I mentioned today are going to be down below for you. I'll make you a special playlist at the very end of the video too. Okay, number 2, pretty obvious and very easy. Link to your social medias. Most websites will have little icons that you can just upload to your homepage, and that's all it takes. Just link to whatever social medias you have, because most of the time, if somebody is interested enough in you to follow you all the way to your personal website, they want to know where you are on the internet. So give them that information, definitely. Number 3, give them some contact information. You're going to want a page with contact info on it. Give your name and your email and maybe a contact form, but do not give out your personal number. Just don't post that online. And if you're giving out your email, you should probably have a professional email. If you have one that can say at your art page, that's great. Like mine is Caleigh at Caleigh Bird Art. But if you don't have that and you have to do at Gmail, that's fine. But it should be your art name at Gmail. Don't give out your personal, old Hotmail you've been using since high school or something. Just have some kind of professional sounding email that is specifically for your art community to find you. Okay, now number 4 and number 5, I'm going to be putting together. So that is going to be your about me and your bio. Now, those are actually 2 different things, even though you think they may be the same. What do you know? But I have 2 different videos for those topics. But you definitely want to have both of them eventually. But I'm putting them together because, like I said, they can be on the same page, and it's okay if you don't put your bio up quite yet, because your about me is a little bit more conversational, and it's just about who you are as an artist right now in your life, or sort of what has brought you there. And your bio is a little bit more about your accomplishments and maybe where you went to school or some things like that. And if you're just starting out, you might not have as much to write in your bio that's really art related, because it really does need to be your sort of biography that is art related. So it's okay if you don't have a bio right now, or if when you do, you put them on the same page. On my website, they're on the same page. So that's why I'm putting 4 and 5 together. But eventually, yes, you do definitely want to have both. Okay, we're making great progress here. All right, now number 6, you need an art shop, an online art shop, duh, because people love your art and they want to buy it. So make sure you have an art shop. I've got a video for you right here about how to start an online art shop. And if you are not quite ready to do the whole website leap, check out this video for at least setting up an online art shop that can go to your Instagram page. So at least you can be starting out selling some art, even if you're not ready to take the entire website plunge. But if you are jumping on a website, by all means, you better get that art shop up, and it needs to be gorgeous. And guess what? You've already learned from step 1 how to take beautiful photos, so putting up an art shop is going to be a breeze. Okay. We've got some of the easy ones going on. Now we're going to start to get into the thick of it. We're going to give these people, your audience, some meat and potatoes with number 7, and that is an artist statement. I know, don't turn off the video. It's okay, it's okay. You know I got a really good video for you right here. It's kind of a long one, but it'll give you lots and lots of inspiration. So don't you worry. Write that artist statement, put it on your website. This one, you can actually put on the page with your artwork potentially, or it can be maybe like its own link that is linked to on the page of your artwork. So I actually have my artist statement. I have all of my paintings, and then at the very bottom I have my artist statement. So it's actually right on that page, but it's up to you where you want to post it. It doesn't need to be its own tab on your website, but yeah, you need to write an artist statement, because people who don't know you or haven't met you or haven't seen your art in person perhaps, or maybe a friend of a friend kind of told them a little something about you, they want to know what your artwork means, why it's important, why you're feeling the need to share this particular voice with the world. So give the people what they want, okay? Even if you're starting out and it's just like 3 or 4 sentences, that's fine. Trust me, something small, just something at all, is better than nothing, okay? It's fine. It's not that hard. It's not that bad. Okay, now number 8 is your CV, exhibitions, press, awards, like basically sort of like a page of accolades. CV, if you're not familiar, curriculum vitae, basically it's like your artist resume. What do you know? Video for you right here on how to make one of those. But you need to have some kind of page that kind of has a nice listing, or maybe even links to any kind of education you've gotten, any kind of jobs in the fields you've had. Also any press, you know, accolades, awards, things like that, things where people are taking note of you. You definitely want to have links or proof or list or something, some kind of indication of that on your website. This kind of thing really helps you put your best foot forward. Sometimes people will put it under the heading like of a CV, or maybe exhibitions or events or accolades or awards or something like that. Like there's all kinds of different headings you can put it under. You might even nestle it under the About Me somewhere. You might put them as separate pages. You might put a few together. You might not have headings for all, 4 or 5 of those things. You might just have 2 or 3 of those. Whatever kind of proof of professionalism or recognition that you want to have on your website, because it really helps to sort of beef you up again as a professional. Like, it really helps to show, hey, not only do I say I'm an artist, but all these other people do too. So you'll probably nestle that under something else, but definitely you're going to want to have that on your website as you develop as an artist. And those will be like kind of a growing list or a growing page of links as you develop as an artist. Okay, number 9, speaking of pages that will be sort of a work in progress always, it's a really great idea to have a blog. Now, I don't mean that you need to have a blog where you're like producing tutorials or teaching other people, or even something that you blog often. Honestly, if you have a blog and you only update something like once a month, once every 6 weeks, that's totally fine. It's totally fine to just have an every once in a while update like that. But even if you're just doing it every once in a while, that does 2 main things. So I have to interrupt myself here, because those 2 great reasons to start a blog turned into 4 great reasons, which quickly turned into almost a 10-minute diatribe explaining those 4 reasons, which essentially doubled the size of this video. So I decided to whip up a video all on its own, 4 great reasons to start an art blog, which I will be popping out with next week. So keep your eyes on that. Okay, we're down to the last couple. We got number 10. That is a newsletter sign up, because, yay, you're writing a newsletter, right? Well, if you're not now, you need to start soon. And guess what? I got a video on how to write very exciting newsletters. It's really not that hard, okay? The nice thing is too is that some of your newsletter writing and blog post writing can kind of overlap, so you can sort of kill two birds with one stone with some of that kind of thing. But yeah, you definitely need to have a sign up post. I actually have newsletter signups on like every single page. I decided to do that and put them at the bottom of every page rather than having like the pop-up ones, because the pop-up ones I feel like are really annoying. And I've just found that like in my own life, I basically never subscribe to like pop-up ones. They just bother me. They just kind of annoy me. But I do find that I'll subscribe to newsletters to artists or whatever, companies, you know, bands, whatever that I like, if I like them and then I see that that's available. I'm like, oh, I do want to sign up. I do want your information. Here's my email. But as soon as I see something pop up, it's like the trigger is just to like click it off. So personally, I have opted to have my newsletter signups at the bottom of every page, because what I feel like is if somebody has scrolled to the bottom of a page, that means that they are interested or liking what they see enough to like go all the way to the bottom, and boom, any page they do that on, then there's an opportunity to like, hey, sign up, be part of the community or whatnot. So that's what I found to be a really good way to do it. Okie doke. Now number 11 of the essentials, and remember I got a 12 for you too for an optional, but number 11 of your website essentials, you need to have all the legal stuff. Yeah, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you really need to watch this video I made. This one's actually quite recent, and there's actually about 6 or 7, if I remember from my video, can't remember my own video, about 6 or 7 legal things that you need to have on your website. They're things like disclaimers, writing about what you do for refunds or sales, something about your cookies, privacy policy, how you collect data. There's all these new laws that have come into effect over the last, like, I don't know, 5 years or so about how you can collect, collecting data privacy. I'm sure you've heard all this stuff about Google and Apple and this and that. Well, now every person who has a website is supposed to have all kinds of legal stuff, as well as the limited liabilities of yourself as the website host and copyright of your information. So it's kind of like really dry stuff. It's definitely the driest part of your website, the least fun, but it is totally essential. And honestly, check out the video that I just posted, because I really did all of mine not knowing, starting from scratch, starting from zero, starting from figuring that out myself. I did all of my stuff in about 2 solid like grind days, which wound up being about 6 or 7 hours. I don't mean like all day every day, but it was about 3 hours over 2 days of like hardcore intensive computer time, and a couple of dollars, I can't remember, I think it was under $50, maybe $40 or something like that, to get all the legal stuff set up for my website. But check out that video that I just posted, because that will help you out. And it really is important that you get to that stuff in pretty good time, because honestly, the last thing you'd want to do is set up this website and spend all this time doing all this stuff and then have somebody come along and like sue you or shut you down because you're not compliant or whatever. Like, that would just be tragedy. So, if you can afford to have your own website, you can afford to do the legal stuff. It's just a thing you got to do, and really you just got to do it one time, and then after that you can kind of wash, rinse, repeat in the future. All right, now number 12, this is the last thing, and I have this on my website, but I know this won't apply to every artist, so that's why it's an optional. But number 12 is having applications or fill out forms or some kind of special contact if you offer something customized, or if you offer some kind of other artistic services, if you're like some sort of digital editor or you do graphic design like me. I'm a creative coach, so I have a special little like contact form, like application thing for people to make sure that we are a good fit. And the reason is that you want a form that people can specifically go to. It makes you look very professional if you're like, oh, you want my custom services? Here's where we start that conversation. For one, it lets them know that they're coming to a professional, that you are in control of the situation, not like in control, but like in a way of like, oh, I'm a professional, I've done this before. Even if you haven't really done it that many times, you're like, here, I can guide you. You're my client, take my hand, let me guide you through the process of you getting custom art for me. So by having that sort of form, some sort of application or form or something like that, it lets them know that you know what you're doing. They come in, they know they're going to be taken care of, right? They fill out the little form, they start that conversation. You get to then steer the conversation the way you want to. You get to find out all the the information, all the specs, you know, where's the client located, whatever it is, before you give them a quote, okay? You don't ever want to put up services like that just randomly online and say, here, deposit money right here. Like, you can't just hire me to be a creative coach just showing up to my website and putting money on my website. Like, that's not how it works. You know, I like to make sure to, you know, vet my clients not only for my safety, but also just to make sure that I actually can help them with what they want. So having some sort of special contact form or application for any customized services, very good, very professional. Okay, now I did not give you that comprehensive list in order to scare you away from starting a website. If you have not started a website or you're just barely getting started, really, I would say numbers 1 through 4 are the most essentials that you need. If you can get 1 through 4, then you can start your website. The rest of them, just get as they come, not necessarily in the order that I told you, but just get to them as you can whenever things sort of naturally come up. You know, it takes a while to develop a really full website, and especially if you're watching videos, you know, and trying to do the very best you can, it'll take a little while. So just do 1 through 4 and then get to the rest of them, kind of hopscotch around as you can. Although I wouldn't wait on number 11, the legal stuff, too long. I think that is something, you know, just protect yourself, just rip that Band-Aid off. That is a necessity. You gotta have it. Just take care of it and get that done. So I would not wait on that one too long, but the rest of them, just kind of get to them as you can, all right? Do not overwhelm yourself. The best thing is just to get started on this journey. I'm so happy for you and so excited for you. If you are interested in a video all about how to make a really effective list that you actually get done, leave me a comment down below, because I've been sort of working on one and I want to know if that would be something that would be helpful for you, because it has taken me years to finally learn how to perfect list making and checking off of the list, which is a really wonderful skill to have. All right, now I know that was a ton of information and I ran out of links that I was allowed to have up on the screen, but don't you worry, I made you a playlist right here with all of those videos that I just referenced. Go ahead and jump over to this playlist and save it. I think it's a little plus mark at the top. That way you'll have all the information, and whenever you're ready to tackle each one of these steps on your website, you will know just where all of the Caleigh Bird Art good info is to have. Thanks so much for being here today, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and I will see you next time.